A straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points. Every straight line can be expressed mathematically by the formula y equals mx plus c. This is what is known as the equation of a straight line. Y equals mx plus c allows you to calculate the value of the y coordinate for all values of x, enabling you to plot them on a graph. M and c are both numbers that describe certain characteristics of that line. M is a number that describes the gradient or the slope of the line. C is a number that tells you where the line intercepts the y-axis. For example, let's take the line where the gradient m is 2 and the y-intercept c is 1. If we apply this to the equation y equals mx plus c, this line has the equation y equals 2x plus 1. For all values of x, we can create a table to calculate the value of y, plot those coordinates on a graph, and draw a straight line through them. As m gets further away from 0, the gradient becomes steeper. The closer m gets to 0, the shallower it becomes. If you have more than one line with the same gradient, these lines will be parallel. If m is positive, then it slopes upwards from left to right, and if it is negative, it slopes upward from right to left. Let's take a few examples. First, let's take y equals minus 3x plus 1. In this case, m is minus 3 and c is 1. Next, this line is y equals x. It's a straight line, so it must be able to be described as y equals mx plus c. So what are the values of m and c? Well, y equals x can also be written as y equals 1x plus 0. And from the graph we can see that the line intercepts the y-axis at the origin, 0, which would also have given us a clue. So in this case, m equals 1 and c equals 0. What about y equals 2? Again, it's a straight line, so it must be able to be described as y equals mx plus c. So what are the values of m and c? Well, there's no x term visible in the equation, so the only way that would happen would be if you multiplied x by 0. So y equals 2 is the same as saying y equals 0x plus 2. So m is 0 and c is 2. Incidentally, it's a horizontal line, because if the line is y equals 2, that's the same as saying for all values of x, y will equal 2. So if x equals 1, y equals 2. If x equals 2, y equals 2. And plotting this on a graph results in a horizontal line through 2 on the y-axis. Finally, y equals x over 2 minus 3. So x over 2 is the same as writing half times x, or half x. So the gradient is a half, and the y-intercept is minus 3.